Welcome to Janus Corporation's Fall Protection Training. There are two basic fall protection systems: passive fall prevention systems, guardrails, safety nets, floor covers, catch platforms, and similar items, and active personal fall protection systems. Stitch and tear lanyards and body harnesses are things Janus uses on a regular basis. Passive systems are the preferred system of fall protection. If passive systems cannot be utilized, then personal fall protection is required. Personal fall arrest systems. Lanyards and lifelines shall have a minimum breaking point of 5,000 pounds. When vertical lifelines are used, each employee shall be attached to a separate lifeline. Lifelines shall be protected against being cut or abraded. Lifelines must limit free fall distance to 2 feet or less and shall be capable of sustaining a minimum tensile load of 3,000 pounds. You find the tensile load and the minimum breaking strength on the package of fall protection equipment. Self-retracting lifelines and lanyards which do not limit free fall distance to 2 feet or less, such as rip-stitch lanyards, tearing and deforming lanyards, which slow the descent before stopping it, shall be capable of sustaining a minimum tensile load of 5,000 pounds. Anchorages used for attachment of personal fall arrest equipment shall be independent of any anchorage being used to support or suspend platforms. Personal fall arrest systems, when stopping a fall, shall be rigged such that an employee can neither free fall for more than 2 feet, 6 feet if fall arrest system slows descent before stopping the fall, nor contact any lower level. The attachment point of the body belt shall be located in the center of the wearer's back, near shoulder level. The employer shall provide for prompt rescue of employees in the event of a fall, or shall assure that the employees are able to rescue themselves. Personal fall arrest systems shall be inspected prior to each use for wear, damage, and other deterioration, and defective components shall be removed from service. Personal fall arrest systems shall not be attached to hoists, nor shall they be attached to guardrails. Each personal fall arrest system shall be inspected twice annually by a competent person. The date of each inspection shall be documented. Personal fall restraint systems. Fall restraint equipment should be set and adjusted so there is no free fall over the edge. A harness or body belt may be used. The anchorage point must support 4 times the intended load. Positioning device systems means a body belt or body harness system rigged to allow an employee to be supported on an elevated vertical surface, such as a wall or stationary ladder, and work with both hands free while leaning. Positioning devices shall be rigged such that an employee cannot free fall more than 2 feet. Positioning device systems shall be inspected prior to each use for wear, damage, and other deterioration, and defective components shall be removed from service. Anchorage points for positioning device systems shall be capable of supporting 2 times the intended load or 3,000 pounds, whichever is greater. Restraint protection shall be rigged to allow the movement of employees only as far as the sides of the working level or working area. Any fall protection equipment that has been used in a falling event or tested to assure fall protection works properly shall be immediately removed from service and shall not be used again for employee safeguarding. Lifelines subject to excessive fraying or rock damage shall be protected and shall have a wire rope center. Worn or damaged rope shall be promptly removed from service. Excavations requirements for trench fall protection. Trenches have a lot of hazards, which are covered in detail in Janus Corporation's trench safety training. Trench-related fall protection consists of the following 2 requirements. 1. Where employees or equipment are required or permitted to cross over excavations over 6 feet in depth and wider than 30 inches, walkways or bridges with standard guardrails shall be provided. 2. Adequate barrier physical protection shall be provided at all remotely located excavations. All wells, pits, shafts, etc. shall be barricaded or covered. Upon completion of exploration and other similar operations, temporary wells, pits, and shafts shall be backfilled. Guardrails. Guardrails per Fed OSHA are required at 6 feet high for all open edges of floors and roofs, scaffolds, runways, ramps, and elevated platforms. Guardrail design specifications include must be constructed of wood or equivalent material. Top rail must be at 42 to 45 inches, and there must be a mid-rail between the top rail and the platform. Wooden posts must be no more than 8 feet apart. Top rail must withstand 200 pounds of load in any direction. Covering floor openings. Floor covers need to be provided for all floor openings. Hatchways, floor holes, and skylight openings regardless of the fall heights. Floor openings can be alternately guarded by guardrails. Protecting wall openings. Wall openings that are greater than 30 inches high and 18 inches wide need to be protected with guardrails when the bottom of the opening is less than 36 inches above the working surface and the fall is more than 4 feet. Fall protection for portable ladders. When necessary to avoid overreaching, the employee shall descend and reposition the ladder. When it is not practical to work with the body near the middle of the step or rung, the ladder shall be secured to the top support and the employee shall be protected by a personal fall protection system. An employee shall not be permitted to stand and work on the top 3 rungs of a single or extension ladder unless the employee is protected by a personal fall protection system. Ladder openings need to be guarded with offset guardrails or swinging gates must be provided. That's at the top of a ladder. Components of an active personal fall protection system. Anchorage point must support adequate loads. Harness or body belt for fall resistant or positioning devices must be worn as per manufacturer's instructions. No use of belts for fall protection. The connector or lanyard must be adjusted so workers will not reach the ground below. Free fall distance must never exceed 6 feet when equipped with shock absorbing lanyard with 2 locking snap hooks. Otherwise, free fall must not exceed 2 feet. Non-standard personal fall protection. When standard fall protection systems and equipment will not work due to site conditions, Janus must devise alternate fall protection systems. These systems must be approved by a fall protection competent person and the crew must be trained on how to properly use the system. The alternate fall protection plan must be written and signed by the person who is responsible for implementing the plan. Things to remember about fall protection. Fall protection is required for any potential fall of 6 feet or more per federal OSHA standards. Floor openings must be covered with solid barriers or protected with guardrails. Never attach fall protection anchors to guardrails. Fall protection devices must not allow a worker to free fall more than 2 feet unless equipped with a device that slows the worker's rate of descent before stopping the fall. Work from fixed ladders requires fall protection above 6 feet. Portable ladders require fall protection if work requires employees to reach or lean away from the center of the ladder. Thank you for taking Janus Corporation's fall protection training. This training was produced by Michael C. Sharp, Janus Senior Safety Officer. If you have any questions or need further information, please do not hesitate to call me at 209-993-6123 or contact me by email at mikes@januscorp.com.